Hello, in this week's tutorial I'm going to show you how to make this really cute applique rotary cutter pattern. Every week I do either sewing, quilting or an embroidery tutorial, so don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss me next week. Let's see how to make this. This rotary cutter pattern is free and it's on my Facebook group page. Okay, so let's run through all the fabrics we need for this rotary cutter applique wall hanging. These are the measurements. I'm going to be working with this 12" by 12" canvas, and then when we wrap the fabric around the canvas we want enough space to play with. If you're not giving this to anyone, you can wrap it around a bit like this, which is a little bit messy. This is a lot neater if you're gifting it or selling it. I like to put a piece of batting just on my canvas, and I'll show you how I stick that down later. The batting is 11" by 11", so it's just 1 inch shorter than the actual canvas itself. This is the main piece of fabric that I'm going to be wrapping around, and I want to have enough to play with so when we turn it around we can wrap this and fold it nicely. So I have done the main piece of fabric 16 by 16 inches. Let's talk about the applique sections for our rotary cutter pattern. So the blade here, and I have got this piece of grey fabric and it's 5 by 5 inches. Then we've got this, what I've called the slider, and the hole, which should cover the 5" by 5" piece of fabric. Then we've got the inside circle that holds the blade into place, and that's going to be 3 inches by 3 inches. And then we've got the rotary cutter itself, and I've done this at 10 inches by 4.5 inches. I prefer steamer seam because it is double side sticky. You can use heat and bond if you like, if that's what you've got. That is all fine. So I'm going to get my piece of steamer seam. You shouldn't need a light box. It should be dark enough in order to do it. If you want these circles to be perfect, I recommend that you use a compass. So I've got my compass in here. I'm going to put a dot in the center. So then I know where to place my compass. And then I can place the compass on the dot and then open up my pencil to the outside edge of my blade. I mean, it doesn't need to be absolutely precise, and just trace the blade there. Then we're going to move our steamer seam along. I'm going to place that in the center again and just move my pencil, and then we can draw the other circle. Like I said, if you don't get it exact, it really doesn't matter. Then I'm just going to take my pencil here and I'm just going to mark my slider. And you kind of want the slider to overlap a little bit of that blade. So can you see where my blade is here? I have overlapped that, so the blade will go over that slider a little bit. Then I'm just going to do this hole that holds my rotary blade up. Then I'm going to do the main part of the rotary cutter again. And like I said, you just want to overlap a little bit again over that blade. So this is where the actual blade is. And that's my overlap. So I'm going to continue and copy this. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. Don't worry, it's going to turn out absolutely brilliant. And there we go. I've done all of them sections. So I'm going to cut these away. So when we do this, we're not cutting on the lines just yet. We're just going to cut this away for each individual applique. So these are the parts to my rotary cutter applique. Now, like you can see, I didn't do anything on the lines. So we are now going to attach these to the fabric. If your fabric is creased, give it a little press. So not only is steamer seam two-side adhesive, it's also two sides that you can use the steamer seam on. They have a gridded side, so if you're doing something like a square or whatever, it just makes it easier to do the straight lines. And then obviously they have this plain side. I've used the plain side, and you've probably used the plain side too if you're using steamer seam. What you're going to find is it's going to want to stick on the gridded side rather than the plain side. All you need to do is press firmly onto your thumb and that glue comes off. All you want to do is rest it gently back onto the other side here and then just pull it away, and then the adhesive is on that blank side. So I'm just going to press this down onto my fabric. It's going to be on the wrong side of your fabric, so if you're doing anything with a pattern on, you have a pretty side and a wrong side. This is pretty side, this is wrong side. Once we put everything onto the fabric, we are then going to take our iron and we are going to do our press onto our fabric. This then adheres the glue onto the fabric, and also because we haven't followed the line yet, it's going to give it a good adhesive onto that fabric, so it minimises any of the fraying caused when we do some applique. We're going to go ahead and do the rest of our applique pieces, and I'll see you back here when I'm up to the next stage. Once we have got all of our fabric adhered, we're going to cut along the line now. I'm going to do that with every single piece. These are all of the parts to our applique rotary cutter. So now the next thing I want to do is find the center of our main fabric. This is really easy because all we're going to do is fold over and then fold over again. And then with your finger, you're just going to press that center piece here. And then I'm going to open it back up, and there's going to be a mark right in the center. And then I can put a pencil mark or something in there just to remind me where that center is. Now we get to decide where everything is going to go. I think I'm going to have mine kind of slanted, like so. And if you want, you can lay your canvas underneath your fabric just to give you an idea of what it's going to look like. And you can work like that. With applique, you need to be mindful of what's on top and what's underneath. So I've got my main part of my rotary blade here, my handle, and I'm just going to place that down because it is sticky, so I can lift things up and move them about. And then I've got my main part of my rotary blade here, and I'm going to stick that down as well. And remember when I said we had that little slider here, and that just wants to be underneath. So because this is steamer seam is two-sided adhesive, I can actually lift this up and I can just place that underneath where I want it to go, and I can place that all back down. So it's up to you. You can have it just so it's just a little bit. I can probably bring that down just a little bit more. There we go. And then I can put my other additional things on as well. And if you think, oh, it's not quite centre, you can pick that up and move that about. And then the last piece here, just going to stick that on. If you decide that the whole thing just isn't quite centered, you can pick things up and you can move things about. But I'm quite happy with this. I'm going to then make the final press. Put it back onto my pressing mat. I'm going to get my iron. I'm going to put some heat on it. Follow the manufacturer's directions and just set everything in place. Now it's up to you. You can leave your applique like this, Or you can do a blanket stitch, you can do a satin stitch, you can do some free motion quilting around the actual blade here, just to highlight it like thread sketching. Completely up to you what you want to do. This is regular Elmer school glue, so I'm just going to put some glue onto my canvas. Just remember, don't do it right on the outside. And then I'm going to grab my piece of quilter's batt and I'm going to stick that on like so. This just holds it into place while we sort out our canvas. I'm going to place our fabric here. I'm going to make sure that everything is lined up to how we want it to be on the canvas. And then we are going to staple it to the back. I have a full tutorial on my YouTube, which I will link in the comments, on how to staple this down correctly and how to get your corners totally neat. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and don't forget to subscribe, like and comment down below, and I'll see you next week.